everyone, and welcome to week 2 of the NFL Contest Show. I am your host, Jesse Flynn, and I am here to reveal my 5 selections for week 2 of the Circa Millions contest. We'll also be going over the selections that everybody's made in the contest. They haven't released them yet, the picks for week 2. What we can do is just go over week 1 real quick, just to get a little refresher of how things went. So I ended up going 1-4, if you're unaware, week 1. But just a little quick thing here. The top 11 selections in week 1 went 1-10. So everybody struggled. As you can see on this slide, only 49 entries out of the over 5,600 went 5-0, and you only had less than 500 actually go 4-1 or better. So although week 1 was very disappointing with the 2 losses that we took in the primetime games, with the Ravens and the Bears both surrendering leads in the second half, in the fourth quarter. We're moving on. We're going to have a great week 2. I've got some selections. Hopefully I'm not stuck in the top 5, though I think I may have 1 or 2 picks in the top 5 selections. One in particular I think might actually certainly make the top 5. But, you know, it's tough in this contest. You got to try to not have losing weeks, especially consecutively back-to-back, because it certainly makes it more difficult, because you just have to, you're behind all the other entries. And let's go ahead, and so we see here, like 1,400 people went 1-4, 2,080 went 2-3, and then you had some 0-5s and 23 people that didn't put in anything, which that's terrible. I actually had that happen to me one contest. But yeah, so we're waiting on the release of the selections right now. Watching the Notre Dame Texas A&M game, and Texas A&M, as a matter of fact, just scored. I have A&M plus the 6.5. I have them parlayed with LSU minus 4.5 and South Carolina money line minus 140, I believe it was. They were a favorite, but the A&M's keeping it close. It's tied. LSU and Florida's tied 10-10, and I believe, yeah, Vanderbilt just scored, so it's 14-7. So that's tough, because Vanderbilt's been looking like they've been the more dominant team in this game. And of course, Texas A&M is, coming back. But yeah, so we're just waiting on them to release the selections, but we can also take a look at the results from Circa Survivor in week 1. And yeah, that wasn't great for me. I'm not in the Survivor contest, but I was making the selections as if I was, and I'm already eliminated after 1 week, which is why I don't like wasting $1,000, because I'm just not good at these one-and-done contests. I like having an opportunity to make up for a bad week, which is why I like the Millions over the Survivor. But obviously Survivor's payday is way more. I mean, $18.5 million in prize money is going to be paid out for this contest. I mean, you'll be, whoever wins this will be a millionaire when it's done, because there won't be that many. I'm sure there won't be 1, but there won't be more than 10. So in Survivor, the big loser was my selection, New England, at 269 entries that got knocked out. Dolphins with their terrible game. All the big selections though survived. Wasn't really a bloodbath. There was less than 600 total entries eliminated, in week 1. Week 2 is looking to be a little more like there could be some big selections that lose. Baltimore is being predicted as the top pick. Who else? Let me see who else some of these guys got. And the Atlas, Survivor Atlas, they're predicting. They're predicting Baltimore as number 1, Arizona as the second favorite pick. Going up against, who are they playing again? The Panthers. That's why. Dallas taking on the Giants. I like that one. Rams taking on Titans. That's another one. It's a 5.5-point spread. You've got Detroit taking on the Bears, who I don't know. They could give them a tough game. That's bold, and they're predicting. And then Buffalo, which again, that everybody, this is a win, and this isn't the spread. This is just a win. But the Buffalo Bills are basically a 6.5-point favorite on the road against the New York Jets. So this is what they're predicting for the Survivor for week 2. And like out of these 5, I could see Buffalo losing. I could see Detroit losing. I could see Dallas losing if somehow the Giants offense can get their head out of their butts. Carolina could give Arizona everything they want. I like Baltimore's chances here. This is a division game against Cleveland, but we'll see. We will see. Let's see if they've released anything yet. Okay, here we go. So we've got the top 5 picks. Top 5 picks are for week 2 of the Circa Survivor contest. The Denver Broncos at 1,887. I'm not surprised because the line in the Circa is a pick'em. And the line right now in a lot of these books is -2.5. The best you can get is -1.5, but -2.5 seems to be the number right now. So you're getting 2.5 points of value with this selection. Now, my first pick, and the one I was pretty sure was going to be in the top 5, is... Oh, wrong way. The Denver Broncos. So I have the top pick. This is a game I almost took out to, but their defense is just better. I don't believe in Daniel Jones. Even though the Colts were the only team that got me a win last week, I'm going against them because I believe that had more to do with Miami and their defense just being their secondary. Their best player was Storm Duck, and he got hurt. Now you've got a real pass rush that's going to, if you watch, Daniel Jones had all kinds of time to throw in that game because Miami got no pressure on him. That's not going to happen with this Broncos defense. They're going to pressure Daniel Jones. That's when Daniel Jones makes mistakes. And the DBs that the Broncos have are way better than what they faced last week. So I think Patrick Surtain and company will have good game. And Bo Nix in the offense. There was the turnover problem last week. I don't think that'll be repeated. Sean Payton, the head coach, kind of took the brunt of that and said that it was his play calling that was really the problem. So I think they're going to have a better game plan. They're going to know how to attack this Spags defense. And I just believe Denver's going to win this game. And since it's a pick'em and you're getting 2.5 points of value, I understand why it was so popular. And so the number 1 pick in the Circa Millions for week 2 is my top pick, the Broncos at a pick'em. Now the next pick is Dallas -5 at 5.5, which I do not have this one. Number 3 with 1,644 is Detroit -5.5. People saw that Monday night game with the Bears collapse, and they're not buying the Caleb Williams just yet. They're expecting this Detroit team to figure things out. But their offensive line has got some new pieces. They didn't really look cohesive against the Packers. And this Bears defense is good. They were just exhausted. As much as everybody's giving credit to Minnesota for that comeback, it had as much to do with Chicago's offense not being able to hold the ball. They kept going 3 and out and keeping the defense on the field. They were just exhausted by the fourth quarter. But they're supposed to be getting back some pieces for the Bears. So, yeah, I could see this going the other way in Chicago winning this game outright. The number 4 pick in the Circa Week 2 selections is the New York Jets plus 6.5 taking on the Buffalo Bills. Everybody saw them put up a good game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They really should have won that game if not for some turnovers and missed field goals. And Buffalo needed everything they could get to beat Baltimore, and they played Sunday night. Now they've got to play this game on the road. Then they play on Thursday night next week at home against Miami. But still, they've got a very busy couple of weeks here, and I could certainly see Buffalo. If they win this game, I don't think they'll win by margin, even though normally when Buffalo does win, they win by margin. But I also like the New York Jets plus 6.5. So I have 2 picks so far out of the top 5, and I have the number 1 and number 4 pick. So, and we're getting a little bit of line value with this one as well, I believe, because I think it moved to 6. Some places it's 6, some places it's 6.5. This number will bounce back and forth, but yeah, I like the Jets in this one. I think they're going to be able to run the game or run the ball. We saw Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry run it all over them, and they're missing Ed Oliver, who was really the big playmaker in that game against the Ravens. He was like the guy who was making all the key plays, and now he's out. Last time the Jets played and they put Benford man-to-man on Garrett Wilson, I think Wilson had over 100 yards and a touchdown. So the secondary for Buffalo really has me concerned. And Justin Fields, he looked good against Pittsburgh. He's using his legs. He's making good decisions. I like this tight end that they have. And I think the Jets' culture is being turned around. Now, had they won the game, I don't think the line would be this big. But because they lost, they're getting a little more love. We'll have to see where Buffalo is. I wonder if Buffalo will even crack 1,000. But, yeah. I have the first and 4th pick out of the top 5 selections. And then now the 5th one is Philly. Now I predicted this one would be in the top 5. Just because they saw the first game with the Chiefs losing to the Chargers. And Philly beat Dallas. And then obviously everybody watched the Super Bowl last year, so they saw Philly manhandle the Chiefs in that game and just do whatever they wanted, basically. So, of course, Philadelphia is the favorite here, -1 in Arrowhead. I didn't want anything to do with this game just because this is one of those games where you just want to kind of kick back and watch it. And, I might have some kind of same game parlay with props involved, but I probably won't have a side. Maybe the total or something, but what's the total for this one? The total for this one's 46.5. So should be an exciting game to watch for sure. And yeah, I mean, with Kansas City's receiver issues, with the injuries, who knows what's going to happen? But you can never count out Patrick Mahomes, especially as a underdog at home. The guy they just find a way to win, and their defense is still good. So they still got Spags, dialing it up. So they might be able to give them everything they can handle. I mean, they did beat Philly in the first time they met in the Super Bowl. So, there is that. There is the real opportunity that they could, beat him again. They've done it before. But so, yeah, I don't have any action on this one. Like I said, I have the first and fourth pick. Still waiting on the final release of all the numbers. We've only gotten the top 5 so far. Yeah, this is the point spreads for all the games. Yeah, as you can see, where is it? Yeah, right here. Colts and Broncos, pick 'em. You know, so no wonder why the Broncos were the top selection in this game. We've got some action going in these college games, by the way. I mean, they're Texas A&M's within 3 points with a minute and a half to go. About maybe score again. Florida and LSU is tied, and I need LSU to cover the 4.5. And then Vandy still beating South Carolina in South Carolina, 14-7, and I have South Carolina money line. So they need to score some points. There's only 34 seconds left before the half. They need to score some points. They're at the 30-yard line of Vanderbilt. They need to put some points on the board before halftime. There was some great games today. Man, that Tennessee game burned me. I took Tennessee money line. I thought for sure that kid was going to make that kick. Like, dude, you're going to be the big man on campus if you make this field goal to win the game for Tennessee against Georgia, a team that they haven't beaten like 20 years or whatever they kept talking about. It's like, man, how does that happen? But I don't know. We can go back to that other page for a second. VSiN here. Yeah, back to the top 5. Yeah, I didn't see Dallas being that popular because that line has moved in the Giants' favor, I believe. Where are we at here? Yeah, right here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're seeing 4.5s out there. So this line in at 5, but they like the Cowboys. I mean, I guess Dak's got a great record against the NFC East, and there's all the trends that I kept hearing about with this game, that lean Cowboys. But I've got some daily fantasy lineups, and I played CeeDee Lamb and Dak in a bunch of them because I expect them to throw the ball around a lot. They're not going to be able to run against this Giants pass rush, the front 4, but they can certainly throw the ball against them, and the Cowboys tend to throw the ball quite a bit. And then Detroit and Chicago. Yeah, I mean, you're getting value. The line's moved to 6.5. Uh-oh. Is A&M not going to score a touchdown here? That's 3rd and goal. Oh. Boom. Yeah, he did. He literally turned him right from the goal line, turned him sideways. That was a hell of a shot by that Notre Dame DB. Number 34 there. All right, come on, Tigers. Score a touchdown. You can also do something. Get yourself in field goal range. Here we go. Here we go. You can never tell with a college kicker, though. Those guys, you never know if they're going to make it or not. But so we can talk. I guess I'll move on to the next, my next pick. And we'll talk about the selections and where they rank once they release. Oh, here we go. We got something else here. We got the Survivor. And Arizona is actually the top pick, not Baltimore. Not Baltimore, but Baltimore is number 2 at about 700 picks less, 740 picks less, something like that. And we've got a touchdown from A&M. Wow. I thought they were going to get blown out in the beginning. It was looking bad. And then, yeah, they got that long touchdown when the guy didn't go out of bounds. And Wow. Man. South Carolina is going to be the one to burn me because I don't see LSU losing to Florida at home in this game. But South Carolina, they're number 11, man. Come on, show some fight. Show some fight. But yeah, so we've got this Survivor top five. Dallas at 3,506. The Rams at 1,600. That's about half of that, less than half of that. And then Detroit 900. So these are the big popular picks right here. Out of these three, Dallas could certainly lose this game. So could Arizona. If somehow Bryce Young and his receivers learn that, first of all, Xavier Legette has to learn that you've got to get 2 feet in bounds in the NFL. But if they can run the ball with Chuba Hubbard, I mean, I played Chuba Hubbard on some DFS lineups, and I think they're going to be able to run the ball. And if they could somehow make the mayor of Munchkinland commit some turnovers, we could certainly see this Carolina Panthers team pull off the upset. Their defense is not very good, but no team's going 0-17. So one of these games they're going to win. One of these games the Carolina Panthers are going to, get the win. I mean, they are on the road in Arizona. I think it's +7 in the Circa right now, the line. So, they're getting a full touchdown, but still, they could certainly pull off the upset. I mean, what happens if Kyler Murray goes down or something like that? You immediately, the entire balance of power in that game would shift to Carolina. Notre Dame's got the ball back now with 1:10. Vanderbilt can't score no more points between now and halftime now that South Carolina gave up the ball. Yeah, this looks like this is it. 3 seconds. They're going to go in up 7. I need Carolina to step it up, South Carolina. But so we've got the top 5 selections in the Circa. But we can talk about my next pick. And that is the Baltimore Ravens. -11.5. That's right. I'm going back to the well with the Ravens, the team that burned me last week against the Browns, who gave Cincinnati everything they could handle. They probably should have won that game, honestly. But double-digit favorites are double-digit favorites for a reason. And they usually cover when you get a double-digit favorite. It's just human psychology plays as much of a part in sports betting, especially on the football, on the NFL, as the numbers themselves. Oh, man, we got a man down for Texas A&M. That don't look good. He's not moving. That's not good. Hope he's all right. But double-digit favorites are double-digit favorites for a reason, and people would rather take the plus points with the underdog than lay a big number like this. But I have faith in Baltimore. I don't see them blowing another double-digit lead, and I think they're just going to give it to the Browns this week. They're at home. It's their home opener, and I don't think Joe Flacco's going to have much time. He's going to have a few turnovers in this game, and I don't see Baltimore taking their foot off the throttle in this one. I got it 35-17. Is what I think the final score is going to be. That's an 18-point win. So I think they cover it easily. I might have to sweat that out at the end if they maybe, it's a little bit within the 11.5, but I don't see it. And so the other part of it is this is essentially a contest play in a sense because I'm taking arguably the best. They lost and their Super Bowl odds actually got lower. Like they're more of a favorite to win the Super Bowl after losing in week 1 at some books. But Baltimore is the best team in the NFL all the way around. They had some very unfortunate things happen in week 1. If they don't blow that lead, this is probably even more. And if Cleveland doesn't somehow manage to stay so close to Cincinnati, it might be more. But it could be even bigger spread. But that had a lot to do with Cincinnati's offense just being completely rusty because they don't play in the preseason. So guys just aren't conditioned to play a full game in the heat. And I'm just rolling with it. And in the Circa contest, double digit. I actually did a poll. I only got a few responses, but it was 75-25. In the Circa Millions contest, people tend to avoid double digit spreads altogether. Like they don't want anything to do with the dog because that means this is like a team that really has no chance of winning. I mean, as you can see, they're the second most popular team to win outright in Survivor. And they don't want to lay the big number because it takes a lot to lay a big number in the NFL because these are division rivals. They do know each other. But Baltimore is heads and tails the best team in the NFL right now. And Cleveland has no offense. They have no run game. They barely have some decent pass catchers. And their quarterback is 40-something years old. And he can't really move around too much, and I expect the Baltimore Ravens to give him hell. We might even end up seeing Dylan Gabriel, which would give me concern only because he can scramble around and make stupid plays that burn me, but I just have no faith in Flacco putting up more than 20 points, and I can see Baltimore easily scoring 35 points just because they held the Bengals to 17 points last week. That had much to do with the Bengals offense just being completely rusty and not having any real game preparation time and being week one as it does with how good their defense is. So, I mean, Myles Garrett's great, but give me Baltimore minus 11.5. And obviously it's not in the top 5, so that's good. I don't expect this to really, there probably won't be more than 700, maybe like 750 people will pick Baltimore. On X, if you go to the hashtag Circa Millions VII, some people like to post what picks they are, and only one person had Baltimore because, like I said, people just avoid it. They didn't have Cleveland, they didn't have Baltimore. They just move on from this game. But I'm gonna take a swing with the best team again. Let's see if they burn me again. They got me last week, and that's the other thing. A lot of people who had them last week and got burned are like, screw Baltimore. I don't want anything to do with this. This is serious with this guy here for Texas A&M on the field, man. They've stopped the game. They got the medical staff out there. They're all around him. I hope he's okay. It's terrible. And they're so close to halftime just going in. So yeah, I am rolling with Baltimore, and I've used Lamar Jackson in quite a few. They still haven't released him yet. Quite a few DFS lineups for this week because I expect him to have a big day. Here we go. The next release from Circa on the VSiN is the Grandissimo, which is the $100,000 buy-in winner takes all Survivor contest. 69 entries, no eliminations in week 1. Everybody made it to week 2. Same thing as the Super Contest Gold, the Survivor Gold that they have, the $5,000 buy-in. Everybody made it through on that one as well. But the top pick in Grandissimo is the Ravens. So Ravens are very, very popular to win outright. And you have to remember, now last week, being week 1 and I showed you the graph there with the top 11 teams going 1-10 against the spread in week 1. The Ravens being number 1, that means a lot of people think they're going to win. And when teams win, they normally cover the spread. So even though it's a big number at 11.5, I'm comfortable with this because when teams win, they normally cover the spread. Now, last week, we had 4 teams that, I'm pretty sure it was 4 teams that covered the spread but lost the game straight up. I know the Jets did, the Falcons did. The Falcons lost. Yeah, not the Falcons. The It was the Jets, Titans. Who else was it? There was 2 other teams. I can't remember who they were, but there was 4. But so the top pick is Baltimore. So a lot of people with big money invested, remember, $100,000 buy-in, believe Baltimore is going to win. Next up is the Cardinals, who were number 1 in Survivor. Then the Cowboys, the Lions, and the Rams. So these are the top 5 in Survivor as well. And then you've got 1 on the Bills, 1 on the Steelers, 1 on the Niners, and 1 on the Chargers. And so we've got some people taking some shots here, and like the Bills, there's, you got to remember there's 20 weeks in these contests because they make the Thanksgiving Day games and Black Friday, which is 4 games. That's 1 week. Then you have to pick another one the Sunday that comes up after that. And same thing with the Christmas games. You have to pick a team for the Christmas holiday games, and then you also have to pick a team for the Sunday after that. So 20 weeks total. And when you have those holiday games, there's only so many teams you can choose from. So you got to be aware of who you're going to use on, in those later rounds if you make it that far, because like a team like the Lions and the Cowboys who always play on Thanksgiving, if you use them now, that means they're done for Thanksgiving. You've only got, there's 8 teams total, so you've only got 6 teams to choose from now for that Thanksgiving weekend. It's bold, but you got to make it that far. Look at me, out week 1. It's just the way it goes. Just the way it goes. But so everybody's loving on the Ravens now. If you listen to, there's a podcast. Damn, I can't think of it now. Survivor podcast or something, Survivor Sports or something. I can't remember the name of it, but they were talking about last year, the Baltimore Ravens losing outright to the Raiders and taking like 2,000 entries out, over 2,000 week 2. So the fact that Baltimore week 2 is getting a lot of picks on them, make you nervous when you know that it can just easily, like that, a team could just lose the game, fluky things happen, and all of a sudden you're out. Man, there's a couple of people in the contest in Survivor who put like 10 entries on one team last week and lost. So that's brutal. All right, come on, guys. I know they do their show on VSiN. So they haven't released the PDF with all the picks yet. They got these ones out, but okay, we'll move on to my next pick. My 4th selection. If you can see here behind me, you can see my hat. I'm a Falcons fan. Normally, I will not use Atlanta in the contest. I try to avoid it because I don't like, putting my personal opinion into these games. But I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons plus 3.5 this week. I think the injuries for Minnesota's defense is going to play a key in this one. Atlanta got their wide receivers back, London and Mooney, so they're fully loaded. And McCarthy played not very good most of that game against the Bears. And it was only when the Bears were completely gassed because the Bears' offense couldn't get a first down to save their lives. Caleb Williams was throwing the ball all over the place, and they just looked horrible. And they were gassed by the end of that game. And that's when J.J. McCarthy came alive. Now, so I believe the Falcons are the side in this one. I actually think they're going to win this game outright, giving me the 3.5 points. I mean, look at last week. They lost that game to the Bucs on a missed field goal at the very end of the game. Had they made that field goal, what would this line be now? 2? 1.5? 2? What if Minnesota doesn't pull off that incredible comeback where they scored 21 points in the 4th quarter against the Bears or whatever it was to come back in that game? And, what is this line then? So I think the wrong team's favored here. I know it's in Minnesota. It's going to be loud, a first home game. But I believe in the Falcons. I think Penix is going to be a lot better. I think he's a better quarterback right now than J.J. McCarthy, and he's got just as many key play pieces on his offense as the Vikings do. And I think the quarterback's better. I think Raheem Morris, he's better on the road against the spread than he is at home. I believe he's 20-17-1 against the spread on the road. So, he seems to get inflated numbers as a road team, and they usually fall within a number. They got a new kicker, Romo, I think is his last name. I can't remember who he played for. I think it might have been the 49ers or something, but they benched Koo after missing that game-winning kick in. I think he missed an extra point too, and went off the upright. So, Bijan Robinson in the running game should be able to move the ball on Minnesota. Again, Van Ginkel, Okun are both out. Harrison, their safety, might play, but who knows what kind of shape he's going to be in because he hasn't played a snap in a regular season game yet. These guys got to get their legs under them because they don't play in the preseason anymore. So basically the first couple of games of the season work out like the preseason. That's why you're seeing these teams being gassed in the fourth quarter and giving up these leads like Chicago and Baltimore because they don't have the legs yet. They're still getting into regular season form. And so I like the Falcons here. I think Penix will do great. I think they'll be able to move the ball on the Vikings. I'm not concerned about the field goals and whether or not they're going to miss another important field goal. I like that they've gotten all their wide receivers back a good bill of health. And Jesse Bates in the secondary. I know Justin Jefferson's great, but I believe they'll have enough pass rush to get after McCarthy. Raheem Morris should be able to dial up some defenses to confuse the rookie quarterback or first-year starting quarterback. And, again, as much as McCarthy's been getting all this love in the media all week long, he hooked it. No good for Texas A&M. They're going to go into halftime up 4, but they could have gone in up 7. And I've got them plus 6.5. That would have been great. But, I just don't. I think as much as McCarthy's getting all the love from the media and everything, that had more to do with Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears offense not being able to get first downs and putting the defense back out on the field. I believe they ran almost 25 to 30 more plays, did the Vikings offense than the Bears offense. So that means the Bears defense was on the field a lot more. And they were just gassed. And they were missing some of their key starters. So, all the excuses in the world. But I just don't believe in the Vikings. So I'm going with Atlanta. They're giving me over a field goal with a team that can run the ball, a defense that's missing some of its key components, and a defense that's on the come up in the Falcons. So we'll see what we get. We will see what we get. But we got halftime in South Bend. And it is a 4-point lead for A&M, which is good for me. I need Carolina to do their thing, man. Come on, Carolina. Hopefully that South Carolina comes out of the locker room ready to go. They still haven't put it out yet. This is just a point spread here. So my final pick for this week 2 Circa Millions selection is going to be the Fighting 49ers and their backup quarterback, Mac Jones, filling in for Brock Purdy. This line opened up at, I want to say, 6.5 or 7.5 for the 49ers. 7. And it's gone all the way down to 3. There's even a plus, it's at 2.5, which somebody's got it at 2.5. It looks like ESPN bet. They must have some liability. But, I don't think Mac Jones is worse than Rattler. I don't think he's that much worse than Purdy. Now, it hurts that they lost Kittle. But they've got Trent Williams. They've got McCaffrey. They've got Brian Robinson Jr., They've got Juwan Jennings. They've got Ricky Pearsall. They got that Tunga, their other tight end that caught the touchdown against Seattle last week. They've got pieces, and they've got Kyle Shanahan scheming up a play calling, a game plan. Oh, we got somebody. We got somebody's having too much fun in Tahoe. They're coming out to put a stop to it. But the 49ers are just as good on offense with Mac Jones as the New Orleans Saints are, and they've got the better defense. They've got the better defense. They've got the better linebackers. They've got Bosa and Warner. They've got the better secondary. I mean, yes, the Saints are at home, but there is absolutely no reason why this line swung as much as it did in the favor of the Saints, other than the narrative that Mac Jones is this terrible quarterback. He's not. He took the Patriots to the playoffs his rookie season. He won a national championship with Alabama. He knows how to get the ball to the playmakers. He understands how to manage a game. I don't think the Patriots did him any favors towards the end of his time there with the skill position players that they had around him and the offensive coordinators they had calling the plays some of those seasons. So I believe in Mac Jones for this one game. I think we'll have the injured player theory where all the other players on the 49ers will step their game up in the wake of losing their quarterback. They'll play above board on this one. And the fact that it's 3, they got rid of Moody, which made me feel good because that guy is unreliable as a field goal kicker. They got Eddie Pinheiro. So at least they brought somebody else in so we can not have to worry every time they trot out the field goal kicker. Is he going to doink it off the pole? Is he going to hook it? Because Moody, he could make them, but you just never knew what you were going to get with him. And, with it being 3, could this game land on 3 and I end up getting a half point? Absolutely. But I just believe the 49ers have the better defense. I don't believe their offense took as much of a step down in class as they're making it out to be just because they went from Purdy to Mac Jones, and that they lost Kittle, because I still think they've got pieces on offense to get a win against inferior Saints team. I mean, the Saints they're down there near the bottom of the power rankings, along with the Panthers, as maybe the worst team in football. So, I'm a Falcons fan. I watch Spencer Rattler play, and yeah, he can scramble around and he can make plays with his legs, but in the end, he's going to do something that's going to cost his team the game. He's going to make a decision that, he turns the ball over, or, takes a sack at the wrong time that knocks you out of scoring position. Like, he doesn't make the right decisions at the right time, and it ends up costing the team. And I could definitely see that happening here. And you've got, Saleh coaching the defense for the 49ers again. He's going to call a good game against this quarterback that, they should be better than, in this scenario here. And so those are my 5 picks for the week 2 Circa Millions contest. And we've got Atlanta plus 3.5. We've got Denver at a pick'em. We've got the New York Jets plus 6.5 at home. We're laying it the big number with Baltimore at minus 11.5 against Cleveland. And then San Francisco minus 3. In Mac Jones, I trust. In Kyle Shanahan, I trust. I wish he would have been the Falcons coach, but they weren't going to fire Quinn after he took him to the Super Bowl, even though it was really Kyle Shanahan's offense with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and all those guys that were the real reason why the Falcons even made the Super Bowl. But then those 5 games parlayed together. Now I took the points with Atlanta. Denver's money line right now, because even though it's a pick'em in the Circa, the best number I could find on Action Network's app was the Broncos money line at minus 120. So I'm going to take the Broncos money line at minus 120. The Jets, I'm going to take the points with them. I'm not going to take the money line in this one, even though I do think they can win this game. I'd feel more comfortable with the 6.5 going in against Josh Allen, who is the number 2 best quarterback in the league right now behind Lamar Jackson. Baltimore, obviously, laying the 11.5, so we need that big number to get covered for this. And then San Francisco, I'm going to lay the 3 again. So all 5 of those parlay together comes to plus 24.76. So essentially plus 2,500. So $100 bet, $250 or $2,500. So not too bad. $10, $250. So nice return if we can get the elusive 5-0. I haven't had a 5-0 week, and it's been a while since last season, deep in last season. And still waiting on the Circa here to release their selections, but that's the 5 picks for week 2 of the Circa Millions contest. We've got Denver as a pick 'em. We've got the Jets plus 6.5. Baltimore laying the 11.5 against Cleveland at home. We're going to go with the Falcons. This is the one time a year, plus 3.5 on the road, Sunday Night Football against Minnesota. And then the last and final pick is the Fighting Mac Joneses and the San Francisco 49ers, minus 3. So this will be the end of the NFL Contest Show release picks. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you stick around to the end of the stream, because I'll continue the live stream. I'm just going to cut the recording off and upload this video with my picks to YouTube so you can watch it later if you didn't get to watch it live streamed. And we're still waiting on the release of the selections for the Circa Millions and the Survivor and the Grandissimo. But all right, thank you for watching. This is the end of the NFL Contest Show. Stick around for the end of the stream. Texas A&M leads Notre Dame 28-24, and the second half is coming up. We are back for the second half of the Texas A&M Notre Dame game, as well as the LSU Florida game, and South Carolina Vanderbilt. But Vanderbilt's giving them the business. Oh, LSU with an interception, pick six, return for a touchdown. They are up 3. Now they're up 9 with the potential to make it 10. That's looking good for me, but South Carolina is poo-poo in the bed right now. And we're still waiting on the release of the selections from Circa Millions, or from the Circa Sports on the Circa Millions and the Survivor. But let me ask everybody, what do you think the top 5 selections record will be this week? I'm looking at this 1, 2. I expect 3 and 2, maybe 4 and 1, but more than likely 3 and 2. I see 1, 2. This could certainly go down. This could certainly go down, and I think Philly probably gets it done. It's going to be a low-scoring game, though, between Philly and Kansas City. I don't expect there to be a big high-scoring offensive game in that one. It's still waiting on the full release. But we got some great games going on here. South Carolina's got to score here. It's 4th and 1. They're going for it, I believe. Yeah, like, you've got to get points here. You can't keep giving the ball back to oh, and they got shut down. Wow. Vanderbilt blew up that 4th and 1 play. I mean, they tried to run it right up the gut, and there was like 4 white jerseys in the backfield by the time he got the ball. That's going to blow up my parlay. Ooh, Notre Dame. This has been an awesome game, A&M and Notre Dame. What do we got coming up later tonight? You can flip this around. Still got some good games in the late window, too. On the West Coast here, it's not that late, but the East Coast it is. You got this one, Minnesota and Cal. 2 teams that are 2-0 facing off against each other in Berkeley. And Boston College and Stanford. Stanford hasn't looked very good this year. But it's BC's minus 14.5 in that one on the road in Palo Alto. Yeah, maybe not too many big games this evening. And, of course, you've always got the gamblers' last resort, Hawaii, which starts at 9 o'clock on the West Coast where I am. So it's definitely, midnight on the East Coast. It's always the bet of last resort when you need to try to win back the money you lost on the games earlier in the day. Sweating Hawaii, Portland State. Minus 37.5. Damn. 0-3 against 2-1. My man Vanderbilt's giving him the business, man. Sucks. Oh. Today wasn't my day for parlays. Oh, he's got him. Oh, overthrew him. Man, Vanderbilt had a wide open deep touchdown and just overthrew his man. Man, Carolina could certainly pull off the upset in this one. Imagine that. 5,000 100 and basically 70 people. That's $5.169 million in equity that would get dumped into the contest if that many people get knocked out. And I mean, when it's the NFL, you're only one player away from being in a bad situation, and South Carolina is just not getting it done. I expected them to play better at home, but Notre Dame punting the ball away. Ooh, wow, they downed it at the 1 yard line. That's huge. Huge special teams play for the Fighting Irish there. Pinning Texas A&M back on their own goal line. Mm. Mm. Yeah, that's a good deal for them. I'll keep checking until they finally release it. We'll see. We can look at next week too. I've already been checking out these lines, and I think the Colts are going to lose to the Broncos, and the Titans might actually put up a fight this week. Their defense isn't half bad, and Cam Ward, for being a rookie quarterback in his first game on the road, now this one's at home. He's playing at home this week and then in week 3. But if the Colts do lose, I like this. I like the Colts in this one. Um, I like that one. We got the Dolphins and the Bills on Thursday Night Football. You can join me live streaming during the game while I discuss the Circa Millions lines for week 3 that are released on Thursday, and give out what games we like, which ones we don't. Now, if you caught the stream this past Thursday, there was only a few people, but I made the mistake of accidentally turning my microphone output off, and basically the entire stream was there was no audio. It was just me there talking, blah 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 blah. No audio whatsoever. Yeah, so this week I won't be making that mistake. Um, Double checking just to make sure it's still on. You can come and subscribe to the channel right here. I also have some other videos. I need to make some more of these ones, but these are like historical gambling stories. The best over teams, NFL's worst against the spread season. Some other ones I got, the Heisman, and this is my favorite. The only seven people have won both the Heisman Trophy and the NFL MVP, and I did a video on that with the odds that they had, and some of them were very long, big paydays for those who had the wherewithal to back those particular players. But we're still waiting. Uh-oh. Now, it's a false start on A&M. They're on the 1 yard line, so now it's like half a yard back. So how bad is that really? Oop. Yeah, so here we are. You got the Packers and the Browns. Now, the best line available, it says, is at Caesars for -7 for the Packers. Most of them are saying 7.5. And if if Cleveland loses to Baltimore by the score that I'm predicting, if it's a double-digit loss, I could certainly see them getting 7.5 to maybe even 8. But I would take the Browns at that point. But I wouldn't mess with it. It's going to be a weird game. Then we've got next week, we got Houston and the Jaguars. Jags are at home this week. Might get their first home win. And if the Jags can beat Cincinnati in Cincinnati, they'll be 2-0 at home facing the Titans. Right now, it's sitting at around 1 to 1.5. I think if both teams win, it really won't change that much. I would go with Jacksonville. I think Liam Cohen's got this team playing. I don't know if they're going to beat the Bengals. They might cover the spread at plus 3.5 this week. But I don't know. I mean, they can beat them. They can certainly beat Cincinnati. Liam Cohen's got this team on offense looking good. He's utilizing the pieces that they have available to them. And the defense isn't half bad. They've got some good players. So Texans' offensive line is still questionable. Here we are. What is it? Bengals and Vikings. This is going to be a good game, too. If the Bengals win and Minnesota loses to Atlanta, as I predict, I think you might even get a better number with Minnesota. This could be a pick 'em. And I would take Minnesota in this one. They should have some of their players back that are out this week. The Bengals' offense is good, but their defense, who knows what you're going to get from week to week with them. 47.5 is the total. Then we got Atlanta going to Carolina in the early window. I think Atlanta's going to win this week, so this line will move to a full 3, especially if Carolina loses to Arizona. This will be a full 3. I'll definitely stay off this in the Circa because this is one of those weird games. Like I said, Carolina's not going to lose every game this year. And if they don't beat Arizona, and if the Falcons on Sunday Night Football have everything, depends on how they come out of that game with injuries. This will be a tough matchup. Division rivals always are. Steelers and Patriots, teams that used to meet each other in the playoffs every year. Steelers looking to go 2-0. Patriots trying to get their first win down in Miami, man. That's a tough place to play. That's an interesting game. I thought Miami might have more picks than I thought they might have made the top 5, but people aren't buying it. They're seeing the dysfunction. I almost played them, but the Patriots actually, their secondary so bad for Miami, so the Patriots should have a good chance of winning this game against the Steelers. Vrabel's going to get this team squared away. Who knows with Rodgers what you're going to get. Oh, interception by South Carolina. Hopefully that's not a flag on South Carolina, because if Vandy scored there, it would have been a 3-score game, and this would have been an over. So I'm liking the Patriots. I think they're going to lose this week and be 0-2. You'll get a better number. This is going to move to like 2.5, especially if the Steelers end up winning against Seattle at home this week. This number will move. Rams and Eagles. Rematch of that great playoff game last year when it was snowing, when Saquon Barkley had that great run. That was a great game, man. I want to say, was it the NFC Championship game? I think it was. That was a great game. Snow game. It didn't start off with snow, but the snow came later. That was great. Rams, I think they're going to win this week. They may not cover the 5.5, but I do think they're going to win. And the Eagles, everybody thinks they're going to win their top 5. -1 this week, and a lot of people have them in their Survivor. 4.5. This is a toughie. 45.5. I would have to go with the Eagles at home. I just think they'll win by like 6 points, maybe 7 points. Rams will have an opportunity to tie the game coming down to the end, and they won't do it. Philly's defense will make a play, but it'll be tight all the way down to the end. Big game. Vegas playing Monday night against the Commanders, who are also playing Monday night. When are they playing again? Or they already played. They played Thursday night. Duh. So they've got extra prep time, too. against a team that's going to be playing on a short week. And they've been traveling. They've been back and forth. They played in New England. They were at home. Now they're in New England, and they're at home, and they're going out west. I'd probably go with the Commanders right now, and I don't see this line changing very much. I think it's going to be right around 6.5. The Commanders lost. The Packers didn't look very good doing it. The Raiders won week 1 in New England. I don't know if they're going to get it done this week on Monday night against the Chargers. But if it's a tight game right down to the end, a 3-point game right down to the end, I don't think this line moves. And I would have to go with the Commanders. Jets and Bucks. This is all over the place, so we'll have to wait on this number. I mean, you've got some at 7.5, some at 4.5. But that's all depending on how these games turn out this weekend. Bucks playing Monday night. Jets playing Buffalo. If the Jets get the win, obviously they're going to get more love. And if the Bucks lose to Houston, this number could drastically change. So there's no real telling where this number's at right now. So can't really make a determination one way or the other. Being down in Tampa, and it's a morning game, afternoon game there. It's going to be hot, humid. It all depends on the spread, but winning straight up, I think the Bucks win this game. Todd Bowles will have a good defensive plan for Justin Fields, and he loves to stop the run. And if they can't run the ball, I don't know what the Jets' offense is going to look like. So we'll wait on that one. Colts and Titans, I already said. If everything breaks the way I think it's going to break this week, this line will be close to the same. And I like the Colts. On the road. Daniel Jones, bounce-back game. Titans are going to be one of those teams that keeps them close. So their lines are going to get tighter and tighter until they, actually win. But Colts have players, man. Like, they did really well week 1. I just don't think they're going to get it done this week against that Broncos defense. And Titans will keep it close, but their offense isn't really – they don't really have much of a running game with Pollard. Their wide receivers have been unreliable to this point in after week 1. And if the Colts offensive line can protect Daniel Jones and give him time to pass, I think they got a real good chance of winning this game straight up. Saints and Seahawks. Saints are going to have to go back out onto the West Coast after losing, which I think they're going to lose this week to the 49ers. They'll be following the 49ers out west. We've got 7s, 6.5s. Man, a lot going on Saturday night here in Lake Tahoe. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm missing my duties here. Notre Dame's up. My bad. Oh, and I forgot to change that. Shit. I'm tripping. Yeah. This one, who knows? Sam Darnold's defense. I would take the points with the Saints, but I think the Seahawks will win the game outright. They could maybe backdoor this thing. Is it going to be the full 7 or 6.5? We'll have to see after Sunday's games. Broncos and Chargers. I expect the Chargers to win. I expect the Broncos to win. This line will probably move down to maybe 2, 1.5. But I like the Broncos. This is going to be a tough game, though. Justin Herbert's a good quarterback, and if they get their running game going, the Chargers' defense isn't half bad either. Harbaugh will have them ready to play. Peyton will have his team ready to play. 43.5. They're expecting a low-scoring game, defensive battle. And that's in the afternoon, right? Yeah, that's the afternoon slate. We got Cowboys and Bears in the afternoon window. This will probably be the national game, since the Cowboys are a national team and Chicago has a loyal fan base, whether deserving or not. See what the Cowboys do to the Giants. If they win outright, if they win decisively, we could certainly see this number go to a full 3 for Cowboys. Are the Bears going to get it done against Detroit? Will they cover the spread at least at 5.5, 6, 6.5 in some places? I don't know. The Bears' defense isn't half bad, but is Caleb Williams really? He never played in a pro style offense. He never took snaps under center. Like, it's almost like this guy's learning how to play quarterback. Meanwhile, he gets happy feet, and he's not very accurate. I don't know if that's just because he's always worried about getting hit, because he does stand in the pocket. It takes him a minute to process. He's not the fastest at processing, the defense. So they get shots on him quite a bit. Will Ben Johnson get that offense clicking? Will the Cowboys defense get some pieces back? I know Deron Bland is out right now. What do they come out like? So I think this will be a full 3. I'd probably take the Bears in that one, with the chance that it all depends. If they beat Detroit outright, boy, that'll be an upset. There's that. I think they were top 5 in Survivor, top 5 in Circa Millions as well. So I'll be rooting for the Bears this Sunday, since I don't have any action on that Bears-Detroit game. But if they can win that game straight up somehow, if they can get pressure on Goff, which he does not like, and disrupt their offense, that offensive line is still trying to replace Ragnow and the other guy that they lost to free agency, and their coordinators and everything else. That'll be something. 49ers will be the second game with Mac Jones, assuming he makes it all the way through, against the Cardinals, who everybody assumes will beat Carolina since they're the top pick. Who knows where this line's going to be? Look, it's 3.5 here. It's 1.5. Pick them. I expect the 49ers to win. I think this will be probably closer to 2.5 to 3. Minus 2.5 for the 49ers. If they win and the Cardinals win, minus 2.5. So if you like the Cardinals in this situation, which who knows, the week after, the second week of the backup quarterback, what the 49ers will be like. We'll see how they do this week. Then we've got Chiefs and Giants in the Sunday night game. Boy, oh boy. We could have the battle of 0-2 teams. If the Chiefs lose to Philly and the Giants lose to Dallas, we could have 2 0-2 teams meeting on Sunday Night Football Week 3. Right now, the Chiefs are road favorites, -6. If everything shakes out the way people are predicting it and both teams lose, this line probably will be 6.5. 6 to 6.5. It'll bounce around all week. And the Giants made some statement about they're not in any rush to get Jackson Dart into the game. But if we see Jackson Dart play in this game, or if something happens to Russell Wilson, or if he just plays bad, we could see Jackson Dart get his first start as an NFL quarterback. This line might move to 7. And then the Monday night game, this is a good one. Ravens at home taking on the Lions. Ravens obviously are part of my 5. I've got them minus the 11.5. I think they're going to have a dominant win. Lions, we're going to have to see how they do against the Bears. Are they going to win that game handily? Will they struggle? Will they lose? So this line could certainly move. Look, you've got 6.5, 3.5. So everything's dependent on how these games shake out. Do the Ravens struggle against the Browns? Do they cover the number easily? Same thing with the Lions. So we'll have to see how that one goes. Let's see if we've gotten anything from the Circa yet. Well, yeah, here we go. Okay. So we have, let me turn this off for a second. We have the Circa lines are out. The Circa lines are out, and we will have those here in 1 second. I just need to save them into the file. We can do this. Let's open this one up. Move this over. Here we go. We've got the picks, the top 5 selections for week 2 of the Circa the Circa Millions. Right now, we've seen the top 5. And we've got me bring this back up so I can see it. So obviously this Thursday night game has already been played. There's always low. Let's see where my picks are at. So what I say, below 700, maybe 700 for the Ravens, and for the Ravens, 679 for 598. One of the lower totals for an entire game. Like I said, people want to avoid the Circa Millions. I mean, they want to avoid double-digit lines when they in the Circa Millions. They just don't want to. Whoa, oh, wrong one. Oops, my bad. I deleted the wrong one. Let me pull that back up. What did I do? What did I do? Yeah, here we go. Here we go. My bad. So we got the selections up there now. Let me get the Survivor one in here, just so I have it ready to go. Okay. So my Ravens pick is low, 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 which I like, because if I win it, if I get it, you know, we're not sharing this victory with a lot of other people, which is always good. And then the next pick, where are we at here, is the Jets, which we knew was top 5. Bills only getting 628. Nobody believing in Josh Allen this week, huh? Almost 800 picks difference. That scares me. That worries me. Everybody's loving on the Jets. Nobody's giving that much love to the Bills. They're trying to... And then when Buffalo wins, they normally win by double digits, so I get it. Next up, Niners. 914 to 338. So the Saints just not getting much love. This one has me concerned too, because everybody's trying to jump on the Mac Jones bandwagon. Always concerned when you're on the majority side there. Obviously, Broncos were number 1 pick over the Colts. That's a big difference of over 1,300 picks. Boy, if the Colts win that game, that's going to be a real kick in the nuts for us. 1,900 selections. Falcons, obviously, they're up there, way up there, 1,200, double. They're double the Vikings picks. So we had Ravens, Jets, Niners, Broncos, and Falcons. Chargers were a popular side, but not by much. Same thing with the Texans. These ones are not too far off of each other. About double, more than double for the Eagles on the Chiefs. Look at the Steelers, had 1,300 and only 660. So there's a lot of one-sided picks in this week. And I showed you that graph from week 1 where the top 11 selections went 1-10 against the spread. So it's been a tough start for the majority picks. In the Circa Millions to start the season. So yeah, I mean, I feel good about it, but I mean, it's always concerning when you're on the side of the majority, because you want to be on the contrarian side. You don't want to be with the one where everybody's winning, because you don't gain ground on the group that way. Let me add this last one. I know it's going to restart. It's supposed to just unpause it, but it keeps restarting it each time I upload a new PDF into the slides here. But I gotta add this last one. All right. So now we got this one. So yeah, I mean, we'll find out tomorrow. But I'm hoping for that elusive 5-0. I need to get back on the winning ways, man. And I'm talking about better than 3-2. Because the 1-4 start was brutal. But now we can move on. Let me move this over. Slide this over. These are the picks for the Circa Survivor for week 2. And we had the top 5, with the Cardinals being number 1 at over 5,000. Ravens at 4,420. Cowboys 3,500. And then it drops down significantly to Rams with 1,600. Lions under 1,000 at 960. That was our top 5, and now we're moving in. We got Steelers at 491. A lot of people like the Bills to win. Not a lot of people laying the 6.5, though. Interesting. Vikings, again. Falcons are a big favorite in the Circa Millions, with the plus 3.5, but you've got 350 people laying it that the Vikings are going to win the game. And we know, historically, when teams win the game, they also cover the spread. Now, we've got some decent numbers with these lower 5 here. Almost 500, 434 for the Bills, 355. So any of these teams lose here, and that's a big blow. I mean, that's $434,000 of equity that goes into this contest. I mean, you paid $1,000 to get in. Your implied value right now is $1,032. Oh, here we go, A&M. All right, keep moving the ball. Yeah, South Carolina's losing. I should have known better. I went with the ranked team at home thinking they were going to actually play well, and they shitting all over themselves. Chargers, Monday night game, 282. Bengals, people don't believe in the Jags. They think the Bengals are going to win this one. And look at this. Even the 49ers getting 178 selections with Mac Jones at the quarterback. If you're going to use them, you might as well try using them when you're going to get the injured player theory, where you figure the first week everybody's going to step their game up with Mac Jones being the starting quarterback. End of my vitamin water. I'm all out. I need a refill. 147 people did not watch week 1. They are putting in the Miami Dolphins to win at home. I almost put the Miami Dolphins in my Circa Millions selections just because, you're never as bad as your worst game, as they say. They're playing at home, which their home field advantage is real, especially this time of year, because they put the visiting team on the sideline where they're in the sun getting baked while the home team is in the shade. And usually by the fourth quarter, that visiting team is drained, especially when it's only week 2 and the starters have only played one full game. Their stamina is still not peak game readiness just yet. So this is a bold strategy, but if you're going to go with the Dolphins, do it now. Week 1 at home against Drake May and the New England Patriots. Texans getting over 100 selections. Their first home game. Who knows? Who knows? But you got to use 20 teams out of the 32 teams. So at some point you're gonna have to use them. So they might as well take them at home. And we've got some, where you've got back and forth, but not very much. Packers, they already won, so they're through. 66 people have advanced. Broncos, 40 selections. Not believing in the Colts and Daniel Jones resurgence with Shane Steichen. Patriots, Dolphins, one of these groups is going to lose. You've got 21 on the Patriots. You've got 147 on the Dolphins. So somebody's got to go down. Same thing here. Colts 16, Broncos 40. So somebody's going down in this one. Saints 11, 49ers 178. So what a difference that would be if somehow the Saints can get the outright win. Philly 5, Chiefs 2. So we've got a little head-to-head, but not much. And you've got the Falcons with only 4 people believing they can win outright. And the Vikings were 355. If Atlanta pulls it off like I believe they will, this would be the start of the bloodbath right here. This is this is the Sunday Night Football game. This could be the culmination of the bloodbath. Now we're down in these single digits. Bucks against the Texans, so 104-4, so 100 more on the Texans. Can Todd Bowles' team get it done? Titans, who are they going up against? I forget. Oh, shit. The Titans, I forget who they're up against again. The Rams. The Rams. And what did LA get? Oh, 1,622. Man, 4 people could win and really put a hammer down on this 18,000 entries that are still left. Seahawks up against the Steelers. There's only 2 people who believed in the Seahawks versus Steelers, almost 500. Jags. This would be a nice win. Bengals 276 versus 2. And then the Giants and the Cowboys. If somehow, man, Russell Wilson and company can win and their defense can create some turnovers, boy, 19% of the entire field would get eliminated. Chiefs, Eagles are, where are they at? They're way down here. We said that one. There's only 5-2, so either way, not any damage to the field. Chargers, that would take a nice little bite. $282,000 would be lost. And then the Browns and the Ravens. One bold, brave soul said, I'm taking the Browns here. I believe I'm going to be the one, and they're going to knock out 4,420 entries. Boy, if this person wins this one, they are the smartest person in week 2. One person was eliminated with the Commanders, and again, we have 19 people who couldn't be bothered, who couldn't be bothered to, they couldn't be bothered to put their selections in. Incredible. Incredible. I don't get it. It's like, man, you made it through the first week. You made it through the first week. What are you doing? It's always the time zone. It's always the time zone that throws people off, and they get messed up with the time. But man, you gotta get those picks in. So four's up, even though our parlay is dead. Four's up. I still want Texas A&M to beat Notre Dame, and I still want LSU to cover the spread for the straight up bets. The straight bets, even though I won't get my parlay, I'll end up roughly even for the day. And it's 4.5 though, so I can't. Florida can't score a touchdown against LSU, or it's gonna kill me. But man, there's always a week in the Survivor contest where like one of these big numbers up here gets eliminated. Last year, they were talking about it on that Survivor podcast. The Ravens lost to the Raiders in week 2 and had over 2,000 entries on them. And, here we are with the Ravens as a big popular favorite, big favorite with the spread. And, it's got to make you nervous when 25% of the field is on one team. They're playing a division rival. All right, moving on. We're heading into the fourth quarter. We'll go to the Grandissimo. The Grandissimo. The $100,000 winner takes all buy-in. 69 entries, $6.9 million to the winner. Winner or winners. Same rules as Survivor, just a lot more money to enter the contest. We've got the Ravens again as the number one pick. Or the number one pick. The Cardinals were number 1. They were number 2. But in this one, it's Ravens number 1. Cardinals number 2. Cowboys number 3. Lions, Rams, Bills, Steelers, 49ers, and Chargers. So we don't have any conflicting teams in this one. So we could potentially have another week where no one gets eliminated. With so few entries, you're going to see a lot of these groups using the same strategy, same teams week to week. The big favorite, they're 11.5-point favorites this week. The Ravens are. So, you're gonna see a lot of people on this side. And then Carolina looked like caca, even though I had them in week 1 of the Circa Millions. But people aren't buying it. And again, this is straight up win at home for the Cardinals. They won week 1, beat the Saints. I don't think they were ever really trailing in that game. So, Cowboys, of these games, I would say Chargers could be upset. Niners could be upset if Mac Jones doesn't play well. The Bills certainly could be upset. The Rams could be upset. The Lions could be upset. And the Cowboys could be upset. So we could see some teams getting eliminated this week with some of these games, even though we don't have any conflicting matchups. Everybody's on one side of the field. There's no head-to-heads. But, boy, I don't know, man. $100,000. Like, how many people are individually buying into this one? Like, where it's just one person who put up the full 100,000, and how many is it where it's like a group of 4 or 5 people, who are putting up 20,000 each and going after the big payday? But I just don't know if I got the guts to lay that much money down on a Survivor. I know I don't on a Survivor contest. I mean, oh man, Texas A&M could have had the interception. He dropped it. I mean, I could see maybe like a $5,000 entry fee on a million style contest that I could maybe get involved in, or at least be part of a team that enters it. but I don't think I could. I don't think I could lay down $100,000 and risk it all like that. I mean, you got to really have some money to do that. But, whew. Well, there we go. There's our selections again. I'll leave those up, leave it rotating as we watch the fourth quarter here and sweat out the two games that I actually have a chance of winning and watch my parlay along with South Carolina just go bye bye. Mm. Man, the Tennessee game killed me earlier today, and yeah, now South Carolina is killing me today. Uh, there we go. Set that up so they stay a little bit longer. Mm. Notre Dame lining up for a 39-yard field goal. Still 14 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, so there's plenty of time, but man. Oh, he hooked it. He hooked it out and it went back in. That thing had some serious English on it. That ball for Notre Dame's kicker had some English on it. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Let's get a question going. How many selections will be eliminated from the Survivor? Hmm. How many will be eliminated week 2 from Survivor? I wonder. It was only 5 something last week, which isn't much. I wonder how many will be um, eliminated this week. Over 1,000? I think over 1,000 at least. Probably closer to like 1,500 at least. Oh, drinking my vanilla shake. Mmm. Good, good, good. Man, I wanted to avoid being top 5. I'm basically definitely top 10 and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4. I'm like top 10 and 4 out of the 5. And what did I say it would be? I had it written down here. I said Broncos top 5. Atlanta number 8, which they're probably around number 6 or 7, somewhere around there. San Francisco 15, New York Jets 10, which they're number 3. And then Baltimore 23. I predicted they'd be way low on the list of selections. Mm. Well, I'm slacking again. Notre Dame makes the field goal and takes a 3-point lead. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. I always post the recording of the selection reveal to YouTube right after I stop recording it and I just finish live streaming. So that's available. You can watch that later. You can watch it tomorrow. You can skim through, and obviously I've got the pick slide down there at the bottom of the screen so you can scroll through and see which picks I made. But join me every Thursday and Saturday. Thursday for the pick, the line reveal. Saturday for the picks reveal, and then Monday night we've got the Gambling Parlor late night, which is just a review of how things went for the week and kind of a look ahead of the games for week 3, which we kind of went through those a little bit, but we'll know more after the games are played and injuries and who does what, where the lines are going to be at better for the start of the week. And that's on YouTube Monday after the completion of the Monday Night Football game. And you can hit that notification bell so you'll know when we go live. And I'll definitely have the volume up this time so it won't be no sound when I'm talking. Oh boy. I mean, there's still 13:45 to go in that game, but LSU, they need to run out this last 5 minutes of this clock and keep this 10-point lead because they give up a touchdown. They get it under 4.5 points. I'm going to be upset. Let me turn this light on. It was light when we started. It's dark out now. It is dark out now. Gotta turn the lights on. And I also have another YouTube channel, but that content comes out, like it takes a couple of weeks to make that content. But I have High in the Mountains, which is my cannabis cultivation channel. And if you're wondering, this thing right here, this is the tent where the plants are growing right now. Now they're just little itty bitty sprouts. We've got a Hawaiian purple skunk and forbidden fruit growing in there right now. And I do video. It's you do weekly updates, but it's hard to you need time for the plant to show its development. So those videos take some time. But yeah, be sure to check out that channel. It's called High in the Mountains. Ooh. Man, Vanderbilt really put it on South Carolina. I was way off on that one. I mean, 31-7. Not even close. I will say, though, I'm not... The reason why I don't really give out my college picks is because I'm not a big... I don't really put much time in studying college football. I watch it. I enjoy it. And I'll learn who the players are throughout the season as I watch it. But I couldn't name the coaches offhand. I'm not that into it. And there's some handicappers that I follow that are really good when it comes to college football that I like. I will say some of the guys from Barstool, like Big Cat and those guys, man, they are good when it comes to football handicapping. There's some guys with Action Network where we use their lines and their app. So Notre Dame's DB because he lowered his head. Targeting, so they're giving him, oh man, that's a bad You don't want to put your head down like that. That's a way to get hurt. Um, Giving Texas A&M a 15-yard penalty, plus this kid's going to get ejected from the game. Oh boy, not looking good for Notre Dame. I mean, I know they are winning. Man, this is killing me. They're gonna end up scoring, and then LSU is gonna run the clock out and have a 3-point victory, and that's gonna make this a negative day all the way around. Mm-hmm. Nothing. They still got the lead. I mean, Notre Dame's still up by 3, but a lot of time, a lot of game left. 13 and a half minutes. So much game left. Come on, LSU. Turn the ball over. Oh, here we go. Blitz. Blitz. Oh, nice catch. All right. A&M's moving the ball. They got it down inside the Notre Dame territory now. You got to punch it in for a touchdown here because tying the game with this much time left is the Florida's just moving this ball methodically down the field. They've been going to the outside, catch it, step out of bounds, saving so much time. I mean, the clock's running now because it's not within the 2 minutes. Another first down for Florida. If they punch this in for a touchdown, I'm going to be so upset. Oh, she fell in the pool. Guess you got some bad shit. Weird commercial. Oh, did LSU intercept it? Oh, love it. Yeah, he tried to throw back across his body. Great play by number 3. Oh, way to end the game. I know it's not completely over yet, but pretty much. Oh. Come on, A&M. I need you to finish this one. I need you to finish this game. So Florida gets the 2-minute stoppage, and they've got 2 timeouts. So they could potentially get the ball back if LSU doesn't get a first down, which they didn't get very many yards on first down. There we go. There we go, A&M. 3rd and 12, and they hand it off, and he gets the first down. Wow. Keep moving that ball closer to the end zone. It's nice tomorrow. With the way the games shake out, I've got 3 games for the early start, 1 in the late window, and then the Sunday night football game. So won't have to wait till Monday to know what my final results are, but I'll have a good understanding if I'm going to have a winning week or not maybe after the early starts. If I hit all three in the early window, it's a guaranteed winner. And then we just need the other two teams to come through for us, which I'm getting more and more anxious about that Broncos selection with everybody loving on the Broncos. But you got to do those types of things when you see that kind of line value where it's a pick 'em right here and it's -2.5. That in real life, that -2.5 didn't move because John Q. Public is putting down $100. You know, they've got liability on that side, or the books wouldn't be moving the line that much. It could be a full 3 before kickoff tomorrow. You know, with how much they're getting love on the in the betting market. Mm. Another turnover by Carolina, just to South Carolina, just to rub salt in the wound. But here we go. Come on, A&M. You're still down. You haven't done anything yet. They need to score a touchdown. Mm. Tipped pass. Mm. Notre Dame trying to hold them to a field goal. These are some. They've got. I had it on. I think it's the CW, and the game is over. Man, these are some weird anti-drug commercials. Like these people are getting some really bad shit, having some very bad experiences. Know your dealer. Oh boy, man, that was a risky throw when you're down 3 points, man. Like, get rid of the ball and live to let your field goal kicker take a chance to tie in the game. That dude threw it across his body. That Notre Dame guy comes down with that ball. It's ooh, your night is over. Mm. LSU 3rd down and 1. If they don't convert here, yeah, because it's still have 2 timeouts. What happened? There's the second timeout. Did they throw it on 2nd down? Hmm. Whatever. It's the okay, yeah. 2nd down. That was 2nd down timeout. 3rd down timeout. As long as they stop them. If they get the first down here, it's knees and game's over. And they cover the 4.5. And that number, I was watching the guy from the book on X from the Vegas book, and he was talking about how there was money coming in on Florida that the line moved from 6 down to 4.5. That's when I snagged it at 4.5 because I didn't think Florida had it. Not in Death Valley. Night game in LSU. That crowd's gonna be riled up, and the team's gonna have the energy. Look, go down, slide, but he's not going to up flag. If it's on LSU, it's coming back. Where he was going for the touchdown, and if he would have just went down, they take knees and the game's over. Ooh, illegal substitution against Florida or something. Um, so LSU gets the ball down inside the 5 yard line. I don't remember what the total was on this game. I know it wasn't high though. I don't know if they put the betting odds on these on the college game. They don't show it. ESPN. 47 and a half. So even if they scored, it would only be 37. And they're going to knee it out anyway. They're going to just go to the locker room. Florida doesn't want any of their players getting hurt. Which is a good thing. The game's over. There's no sense in having anybody get banged up. All right. Hopefully this volume doesn't get super loud here. Probably going to though. All right. 9:06 to go. 34, and I am slacking on my duties here. High score with 9 minutes to go. Mm-mm-mm. I posted it on X. I feel relief after I submit my picks. Uh, it's only when the games are getting ready to kick off that I really start to get anxious. Like, did I make the right choice? Did I not make the right choice? Yeah, Last Man Standing. That's the name of the podcast. Check them out. They they know what they're talking about when it comes to Survivor. Me, I'm not. That's not my forte. I prefer the handicapping contest better. Ones with multiple ways to win and not one loss and you're out. It's what makes it so difficult. That's why the money's the way it is. I mean, that thing grew big time this year. I think they went up almost 6,000 entries, $6 million in prize money because they don't take a rake. If you don't know that, the Circa only does. They do these contests as a promotional thing. They don't take any money out of the winning. So if there's more money, like in the Survivor, they have a certain amount they offer. I think it was 15 million, which they went over. So there was no overlay. Like the Circa Millions, there was that $316,000 overlay. They were short 316 entries. But yeah, there's no. They don't take a raker. They don't take any type of money off of running the contest. They do it as a promotional thing. So the fact that many people enter that contest, it's just wow. I mean, I'm sure that's part of the appeal too, is all the money goes to the contest winners. But that's also like the millions. They have the quarterly prizes. Now, if there's more money than if there wasn't an overlay, if there was more entries, like there has been in the past, they divide that extra money up amongst the quarterly prizes. So you win more than it's like 170,000 for first place. Uh-oh, Notre Dame's moving the ball again. Mm. Yeah, Patrick Everson. That's the guy from X that gives out the information from the sports book managers that he knows there in Vegas. He goes to the same sports books that I used to go to when I lived in Vegas. I've seen him there doing his videos. He puts his camera up on the table and records himself. I've seen him do it. I've seen all the Vegas. I've seen all the Vegas social media sports betting, content creators at one sports book or another when I lived in Vegas, either the South Point, Circa, or the Westgate, the Superbook, which that was right around the corner from where I lived in Vegas in Paradise. All right, 2nd and 4, 6:45 and counting. Notre Dame on the 33-yard line, driving in a tie game. Oh, nice defense. 3rd down. 3rd down. 3rd and 4. Oh boy. Here we go. Let me pop this up on our screen real quick. Adam Schefter. I got the 49ers obviously right here. Right on the bottom it shows a -3. Jawan Jennings, who was it, he has been banged up this week. He's a game time decision. Hopefully he plays, man. If he doesn't play, that's going to suck. I was expecting him to be ready to go. I didn't think he was going to be a game time decision. Unless that's just Shanahan and them, you know, doing coaching game, mind games. But, the dude wanted a new contract, wanted some money. He got something. I think he got some restructured contract with incentives. So he's not going to want to miss time if he needs to get those incentives. So he'll probably play, but how effective will he be? Yeah, that's, tough news to hear when you're already invested in the San Francisco 49ers -3 when you know they're playing with Mac Jones at their backup quarterback. You're expecting the other guys to step up. So, yeah. I don't think I played him in any DFS. I'll have to check it after the stream. Make sure when guys are banged up like that, I hate playing them in fantasy because they're one hit away from just being out if they're already hurting. Uh-oh. Notre Dame's still moving the ball, chewing up that clock. LSU fans getting crazy. But yeah, come on, 49ers. Come on, Mac Jones. This is your opportunity to, restart his career and maybe get a starting job next year. If he does well in this stretch with Brock Purdy out. Here we go. It's a little more Shefty bombs. Another game that we're interested in with Atlanta. Harrison Smith, their safety, who I expected to play, although I knew he wouldn't be 100% game ready because he hasn't played yet in a full game. So who knows what his stamina is going to be like. So he'll be chasing around Mooney and Drake London and Bijan and all those guys all day. See what he does in the fourth quarter. But he was a limited participant this week. More Ian Rappaport, but that said, it would not be a surprise if Minnesota waits another week to put him out there for his debut. So he might not be playing at all, which is good for Atlanta. What do we got? Colts news, defensive end, Latu. Yeah, I don't think he's playing, which is good for us. That's another reason why I liked Denver. They lost a couple of key defensive players for the Colts in that game last week, and Latu Atu, the guy who had the interception, is not going to play. So that's another feather in the cap of the Broncos, even though we're sharing that one with nearly 1,900 other entries. Man, Notre Dame's up, touchdown. Touchdown, Notre Dame. That 6.5 points is looking really iffy right now. It's looking real iffy right now. We need a missed extra point. Maybe they'll get a penalty on the extra point, get half the distance to the goal, go for 2 and not make it. But if you're Notre Dame, you want to kick the extra point and put yourself up 7. What's the point in risking it? Man, what a game. 75 points. Oh, he missed it. Oh, looky here, looky here, looky here. Nice. They botched the snap and the 6.5 hold strong. The Texas A&M plus 6.5 is still alive. We're still alive. Look at that botched snap. A shift and M plus 6.5 still alive. Ooh. Oh man, who could have predicted something like that happening, huh? I needed that. LSU got the job done. South Carolina got beat up at home by an Ivy League school of the South in Vanderbilt. And yeah, Notre Dame's been A&M. It's been a great game. Fun game to watch. I don't think I've ever been to a college football game. I was working in Columbus, Ohio, right around the corner from the Horseshoe. I went to the stadium, but it wasn't football season, so I couldn't go to a game. And I don't know. I mean, I could go to oh shit. Oh, he's gone. Look at this. Texas A&M's kick returner is about to return it to the house. Oh my goodness, what a fucking play. Oh no, there's a flag. No. No, you can't do that. You can't throw that flag there unless it's egregious. I gotta see it. Oh no. Oh, brutal. Brutal. I mean, they still got 2 minutes and 41 seconds, and they know they need a touchdown. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, that's a killer. 97-yard kick return negated by a holding penalty. I had to get some water. This game's got me parched. Here we go. Wow. Big play by the Texas wide receiver on the first reception. Man, he just cut in and just took off. And he's at the 37-yard line of Notre Dame already. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go in this incredible game. This was fun. That Florida LSU game, if you're a defensive fan, That was right up your alley. But I like these. Lots of points, lots of action. You know, I don't mind a defensive battle every once in a while, but I want to see that like later on in the season when the weather gets shitty. I want to see high scoring games to start the season, and we got one here Saturday night at the Gambling Parlor. NFL contest show is up and available on YouTube. Be sure to check it out. Got our 5 picks there that we're using for the Circa Millions contest. And let's hope for a 5-0 day. The parlay, I didn't do all money lines this time. The parlay is 24.75, so basically 25 to 1 payout if we hit the 5-0. You know, you might as well parlay them all when you're betting the Circa 5 or using the Circa 5. You might as well parlay it. That way, if you do have a 5-0, you get a nice little chunk of money to celebrate with. And not only do you put yourself in a good position in the contest with a 5-0, but you again get that nice chunk of money. I hit a few of them too, and I've had some 4-1s where it was the final leg that lost, so I was able to hedge and make myself a little bit of money, not lose anything anyway. Yeah, what a ridiculous holding call. Terrible situation for that. Brutal. Yeah, we can go back to the NFL Week 2 action coming up. I mean, look at this. 2.5 from -1 in the contest. Yeah, you're getting some equity with the Miami Dolphins. You just got to overlook game 1. Here we go, Notre Dame. Here we go, Texas A&M. I mean, this game could finish where it is right now, and I'd be okay with it because I got +6.5. But I'd like to see A&M win the game outright. Mm. Mm. Look at this. Ravens are moving up. This was all 11.5s earlier. Now we're seeing 12.5s, 12s and 12.5. So money coming in on Baltimore. Oh, what a catch. Wow, what a catch by this number 17 for the Aggies. First down, A&M moving the ball. Yeah, that was a big time. Giants, the line's moving against Dallas, man. It was 6.5. It's 5.5 in the contest. It's all over the place here. Shop around on that one. This is an upset special. It's sitting pretty solid at 6.5. Jets and Bills are holding strong. If you like the Bills, you could get a better number, but a lot of them are at 6.5 for the Jets. Again, number 4 top pick in the contest, which was one of my plays. Jets +6.5. So the public wins sometimes too, you know. They say 60% as a handicapper means you're doing well. Well, 40%, you know, that's 4 out of 10. So the public wins, you know, a lot of the times too. So let's hope the public's right on that. Let's hope the public's right on this Broncos game. Again, we're getting, look at this, 2.5 still. 1s, 1.5s, but mostly 2.5s. Steelers and Seahawks, we're getting some 3.5s now. That's where you move in on Seattle. Pittsburgh doesn't win by margin. 3 points is a lot for them to win by. Uh oh, here we go. Scrambling. Quarterback taking off for the first down sideline. Nice. A&M's quarterback just scrambled for a first down. 1 minute on the dot. Down by 6. Inside the 20-yard line. There he goes. They saw it man to man. He just bolted. Yep, he got it to about the 15-yard line, 14-yard line. A lot of people's darling the Titans right now because they're getting inflated lines. Their defense isn't half bad. But are you going to get 4 turnovers every game? You know what I mean? Like, that's what they had, or 5 turnovers against the Broncos, whatever it was. Can't expect that every week. The number 1 pick, Broncos, as a pick 'em, pretty much 2.5s. You get some ones out there, -1. Top pick in the Survivor. And it's gone from 4.5 to 6.5, so it was at 7. This 3.5's holding strong. They like this number. The books haven't moved off this 3.5. I mean, you got some places that with a little bit of juice at -115. What does it say on here? Yeah, almost 80% of the public bets are on the Vikings. So 4-1 tickets on the Vikings. And they haven't moved this number from 3.5. Eagles and Chiefs, -1 for Philly. It's still -1.5. I mean, that's basically a coin flip game. Pick the winner. You should win that game. This is going to be a good game to watch. Monday night starts at 4 o'clock out here. Early start. And then second game at 7. Another good game. That's our West Coast game. So it starts at 10 o'clock on the East Coast. That's rough. You figure you're not going to sleep if you're staying up and watching that game. You're not going to sleep till 2 a.m. Hopefully you don't have to be up for work real early. That's the nice thing about being on the West Coast, man, is it's prime time for watching the NFL, the way that the NFL schedule works. You get the early game at 10 a.m., you know, you're still up and you've made breakfast and done whatever you've done in the morning and gotten your bets and your lineups and everything's all ready to go. And you get to have, you know, your late breakfast or whatever, early lunch, and watch the first slate of games. And then the afternoon comes and you get to have some lunch and, you know, enjoy the game. And then you get the prime time Sunday night, which starts at dinner time. So you get to enjoy that. And then the game's over. It's only 9 o'clock. You know, 9 o'clock at night, you still have time to go out and do stuff or whatever, work, get stuff done, whatever, and you won't be exhausted when you get up for work the next day. Same thing with these ones. I mean, this game will be over at 10:30, 11-ish. You know, that's not bad. If you're on the East Coast, that's a killer. I thought they staggered those. Like you'd have one at like 4 and one at 5, but it's the East Coast or West Coast game, so they gotta accommodate the fans in Vegas and whoever's coming over from LA. If they're gonna drive, because there's probably not a big contingent. Normally, when you go to a Raiders game, there's a lot of fans from the other teams because they come out to Vegas and stay for the weekend and watch the, you know, buy tickets for the game, go to the game, and then, you know, have their vacation in Vegas. But LA to Vegas is a drive. You know, it's only 4 hours. But I don't know if Charger fans are going to make the drive over. How many you're going to get? There'll be some, but there'll be more Raiders fans for sure. Because there's a lot of Raiders fans in Vegas anyway. Just because there's a lot of people from Los Angeles who live there who like the Raiders when they played in LA. Man, A&M has got the ball with like 6 minutes to go or whatever it was, and no, it wasn't that much, but man, they've got to score. First and goal. Quarterback sneak. Nothing. He actually lost yards on that. That was not a good call. Mm. Mm. You got to throw the ball because you can't get tackled in bounds again. You have to use your final timeout, which means on third down you'd have to throw the ball, and if you'd have to just get ready for your fourth down play if you don't score. Mm. What a game! What a game! Padres won. Oh. Whoa! Wow, that was dangerous. He threw that ball up. Notre Dame's DB had an opportunity to make a play on the ball, but it was kind of over everybody's head. But he just threw it up, throw it up in the corner, 2-on-1. He man, his guy jumped way too early too. But man, there was two guys on him and he threw it. Like there was no doubt there was a over the top and an underneath guy. They've either got to score or get a penalty here. Give your guys a chance. Incomplete. It's fourth down. Fourth down and goal. This is the game. This is the game, folks. Notre Dame's crowd is loud. You know that. Whatever you do, you can't take a sack here. You've got to throw the ball up and give your guy a chance to make a play. Notre Dame's going to use a timeout. Just smart. You got three of them. You might as well make sure your defense is ready and everybody knows what their assignment is. Mm. So I wonder if anybody in the stream is in the contest. What is your Circa team name? I have that. Let me bring it up here. The Fantasy Super Contest. It's a website, fantasysupercontest.com. You pay a fee. It's $50. Um, and uh, you get access to all this great information. Like this is the consensus picks for week 1. I don't know if they got 2 up yet. Yeah, they haven't put them in yet. Um, but you can also follow like different people. Like I have obviously myself, Fezzik, Gridiron Gamble, which is another podcast that they do the Circa Millions, but they're also in Survivor this year, and they made it through week 1, so good for them. But this is a great resource if you're in these contests, or even if you're just betting on the games week to week, because you can glean a lot of information if you know like who is like what the team names are or whatever. It gives you a lot of good information. Like, this is my Circa entry. Oh, he caught it! Oh my God! 4th down. The tight end made the play. Touchdown A&M. Oh my God. He just lobbed it up to him. It was a jump ball, number 87. Oh my goodness. Oh. No, don't want to do that. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's tied up 40-40 with the extra point to come. 13 seconds left. Notre Dame. It was 4th down, man. 4th down. All they had to do was stop them. But I'm glad I wanted A&M to win. I didn't take them on the money line. I got them with the 6.5. But you always want your team, if you're getting points, just win the damn game outright, and then you don't have to worry about sweating it. Here we go. Big extra point. Oh, it's in. It was going to the left, but he made it. Man, a lot of disappointed people in South Bend, Indiana right now. Oh, look at all these faces. What a play. Yeah, the tight end just leaks out. Linebacker's on him. It's man on man, and the quarterback, he's scrambling around. He gives his guy a chance. What a play. Yeah, just give him a chance, man. Nice play. But yeah, so this is my entry. And this is what I get. Like, this is what I can do this with anyone I follow. But, you need to know who to follow. You need to know their team names. It gives you the home team, road teams, favorites, underdog, home favorites, road favorites. It breaks it all down. It also breaks down like what games you're picking. Are you picking Sunday early games, Sunday night games, Monday night games, the London games, or the international games? And then it tells you what teams you've picked, what your record is with them, teams you haven't picked yet. So teams you've bet against, like when on the opposite side, teams you haven't bet against. So it's a great resource, man. It's really useful. I'm on it all the time. And once I know like people's team names, I like to follow them so I can see how they're doing. If you're betting, if you know somebody that's a good handicapper, you can always follow their bets or their picks at least. Man, I can't believe they gave up that touchdown on 4th down. Wow. 41-40. 81 points. 81 points in this game. Defense optional in this game. College football is awesome. Football in general is awesome. Are we going to get a pitchy woo-woo? Are we going to get a bunch of laterals here? The Stanford band play. He's going deep. Oh, would have been intercepted, but the A&M guys knocked into each other. Yeah, this is tough, man. 39-35, 1-4. Should have been 3-2. Should have been 3-2. But we're going 5-0 this week. 5-0. 5-0. Will it into existence. Come on, Jets. Come on, Mac Jones. Come on, Lamar. Bury those bones. Bury that. Now, here we go with the pitch game. You're taking everything to the sideline, though. That's game. That's game, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What a finish. What a game. That was an awesome watch. I'm glad I came out on the right side of that, but even had they not scored that touchdown, I would have still been good with the mixed extra point. But boy, oh boy, the botch snap hold. Oh my God, it would have went to overtime had they just been able to get the hold down. Oh, Notre Dame 0-2, number 8. They're out of the top 25 now. 3-0 A&M inside the top 10, probably number 8. What a finish. What a finish. Well, everyone, I really enjoyed this time on the stream. I hope you got to hear the millions picks. If not, go to YouTube, Dead Money Sports. It's on the NFL show, the 2025 NFL contest show playlist. It's up already. You can see which picks I have. Obviously, they've been scrolling across the screen the whole time. We'll go over it once more. And you could join me every Saturday when I release these picks. But Broncos, pick 'em. Jets plus 6.5. Baltimore minus the 11.5. Falcons plus 3.5 Sunday Night Football. And San Francisco minus 3, the Fighting Mac Jones. All right. Well, that's the end of the stream. What a game. I'm glad everybody joined in. Hopefully you'll follow me. Join me Sunday night after Monday Night Football for Gambling Parlor late night, where we'll be discussing how we did during the week and what we like for week 3. But to everybody out there, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other. Hopefully you win a lot of money.